everyone, I'm Tomshark, and thank you all for 100 subscribers on YouTube. I know this isn't that big of a milestone, but thank you to you guys who have been sticking around since back in like 2014 when I started making these videos. And who knows, 200 subs could be right around the corner. Nevertheless, in celebration of my 100 subscriber milestone, I'm going to be doing a new type of video today. Welcome to my first comparison video. In this new series of videos that I'll be doing, I'm going to be comparing two games with each other. Whether it's a game and its remastered version, a game and its version with all its DLC, or just two games that are very similar to each other. I'm gonna get down to business and see which one is better and which one is worse. And today, we are going to be comparing Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World. Ever since Woolly World was announced, the feud between it and Epic Yarn was inevitably forged. So that's why I'm here today, to see which game is truly better, Kirby's Epic Yarn or Yoshi's Woolly World. Just to set the record straight, Kirby's Epic Yarn came out way before Yoshi's Woolly World. Epic Yarn came out in 2010 on the Wii, and Woolly World came out in 2015 on the Wii U, and each game is pretty different graphically and gameplay-wise. Here we go. So I bet you're wondering why I'm comparing the story of these games. Because as everyone probably knows, these games aren't story-centric. They're mainly meant to be enjoyed for their gameplay. But anyone looking for any returning characters or any semblance of a story, Epic Yarn comes out on top. Basically in that game, there was a villain called Yin Yarn who turned Kirby into a yarn. A yarn. Did I actually write that? He's trying to help out a prince who lives in Patchland, which resides in Yin Yarn's magic sock necklace thing. Yin Yarn took the magic yarn that was holding the pieces of Patchland together, and monsters have swarmed the land. And while Kirby is helping the prince, Dreamland is being taken over by Yin Yarn too, so Kirby must help save the land of the prince and Dreamland. As for Woolly World's story, an island of yarn Yoshis is being attacked by Bowser Jr. and he's using them for yarn. That's it. I was disinterested too. But as I said, these games don't rely heavily on their story. The most fun you will get out of them is from their... Both of these games, gameplay-wise, are just awesome. Being that these games are kind of spin-offs, they still play like their main game counterparts. In Woolly World, you play as a Yoshi and you just run around eating dudes and turning them into yarn eggs to throw at other dudes. But in Epic Yarn, we don't see the returning ability to steal enemies' powers by eating them. You're just presented with some abilities in certain levels. And side note, you can't puff yourself up and fly around anymore, which is kind of pissing me off the more I think about it. However, you can float after jumping, and the certain power-ups you get are pretty fun to use, even though they aren't dispersed throughout. It's different, but it's not bad at all. And throughout the environments, there are yarn-related things that you can do to them, like pulling a button on an enemy being its weakness, or having a zipper in the background that you can pull to reveal a secret part of the level. Woolly World wouldn't really be yarn-themed without doing similar things. In that game, you can pull on buttons and yarn knots to reveal secrets, and you can throw your yarn eggs at yarn outlines to make them into platforms or who knows what else. If I was to choose a side, I'd have to choose Yoshi's Woolly World for gameplay, because Yoshi's able to have yarn powers while still being a normal Yoshi at the same time. As for the levels in both of these games, they display just how a Kirby game and a Yoshi game should play. Overall, I feel that I would choose Kirby's Epic Yarn on the level design side, because I think that the levels in that game are much more creative and have a little bit more depth to them. Not that Yoshi's Woolly World's levels weren't creative, I just can't really explain why. Maybe it's just the variety of level types per world. As for the out-of-level gameplay aspects, in Epic Yarn, all of the collectibles you collect you can display in an apartment, and those are the collectibles in the levels that you need to pick up to 100% the game. You also have an area to watch cutscenes and an enemy and boss log. On the side of Yoshi's Woolly World, you unlock different types of Yoshis in each level and you can play as them. Another new technology that came with Yoshi's Woolly World were the amiibos for the game. You can sync them into the game and have your favorite Yoshi pattern saved to the amiibo. And during single player mode, you can have a second Yoshi spawn in next to you. By the way, I couldn't make this review without saying this. These games are ridiculously easy. Like, I get it, they're for little kids, but at least put a little challenge here and there. The first boss of Epic Yarn is literally just yank the button, jump the fire, profit. And the bosses in Woolly World are just like that too. Pull the button, hop the thing, make more money. Also, the currency of this game are beads. They're beads. Was that important? Should I have said that earlier? The victor on the boss's side has to be Epic Yarn. The boss battles are just so awesome and epic, and honestly, some of them get pretty suspenseful. My favorite boss is the Meta Knight one. It's so good. For simple platformers about yarn Nintendo characters, these games really have a lot of facets. Well, at this point, I think it's pretty self-explanatory for these games. Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World are both designed out of yarn. Well, they weren't actually made and motion captured out of yarn, but they are graphically designed to look like yarn. I've spent too much time on this, you get the point. However, the game that looks better is Yoshi's Woolly World. Easily. Kirby's Epic Yarn, although colorful and nice looking with the whole yarn aesthetic thing, just doesn't look as polished. Yoshi's Woolly World, on the other hand, has much more defined and polished graphics. It's also a 3D 2D platformer. Okay, that makes no sense. Basically, the world is 3D, but it moves in 2D, and it's also so colorful. So yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World. Got it. Let's keep going. This was kind of a close call, actually. Kirby's Epic Yarn won in story, Yoshi's Woolly World won in gameplay, Epic Yarn won again in game design and bosses, and Woolly World won in aesthetic. The winner of this long-lasting battle is hands down Kirby's Epic Yarn. Yoshi's Woolly World may be powerful with its beautiful graphics and its nostalgic gameplay, but Kirby's Epic Yarn just takes the cake. Its gameplay is so much fun, its graphics, although they look a little outdated, still can hold up today. Its gameplay is amazing, its bosses are so creative and fun, its levels are creative and fun too, and honestly, I have so much fun playing that game. So much fun. I've played through the entirety of Kirby's Epic Yarn twice, and I always have loads of fun when I revisit it. However, I can't say the same for Yoshi's Woolly World. In fact, I haven't even finished it. I stopped at around World 3, I think, mainly because I was just getting a little too disinterested, and also I just wanted to play some other games. Nevertheless, Kirby's Epic Yarn is my one true victor. And also, don't let my opinion sway you. This entire video was like 95% my opinion, and a little bit of influence from a Twitter poll, which also said Kirby's Epic Yarn was the victor. But nonetheless, this was mostly my opinion. I want you guys to play these games for yourself, because you could have completely different experiences with them. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys next video. Bye! Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then give it a like. And if you really liked it and you want to see more of my videos in the future, then by all means, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. If you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, then that's what the comments are for. And if you just want to see more of these comparison videos, then feel free to comment about that too. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!